Damn, this red interior is kind of nice. I could get used to this. But yeah, you guys, this video is not clickbait. As you guys can see, I'm in a completely different car. But we did sell the tuned F30, my girlfriend's old daily. RIP to that car on the channel. It was nice while we had it. But before I show you guys the new car and we get into this, let me remember the F30 a little bit.
All of my friends dead, leave them in the cold, put them in the tundra. I go Ray Charles, how can I see her? I make her fumble. I was just in Texas with Aaliyah, pussy a jungle. They wanted to happen to be upset, but I told them I'm coming normal.
Alright, so if you guys couldn't guess by the interior, this is my girlfriend's new daily. It is a 2020 Alfa Romeo Giulia. They have a couple different models. They have the Quadrifoglio, the TI, a couple different ones. This is like the lowest trim model. It's pretty much like a base model, but for what you get for the money with these cars, it's an amazing value. So under the hood of this car, it is a 2.0 inline 4-cylinder, makes about 280 horsepower and somewhere in that range of torque. Honestly, I was surprised with how powerful this car felt. It feels like every bit of 280 horsepower, if not more. It feels like a 350 horsepower car. Moves a little bit, nothing crazy, but still get down a little bit. I guess just from due to how light this car is, I'll leave like the actual weight figure somewhere here on the screen right now. But yeah, this car is super light, super nimble. And honestly, out of the box, I don't know if it was because our F30 was high mileage or what, but this car definitely handles better than the F30 did. Granted that we got this car with a little bit less than 20,000 miles on it, and with the F30, we did get that car with, I think, like 140 something thousand miles on it. So yeah, I guess that's the benefit of getting a low mileage car. I don't know if the salesperson was capping when he told me this or not, but he said this car has, I think, a carbon fiber drive shaft and magnesium control arms. And if it does, you can honestly feel it because the car handles really good. This car honestly feels like a baby M3 minus like the power, but this car feels more like an F80 than the F30 did, and that's me being 100% honest as a BMW loyal enthusiast. This car genuinely felt more like a F80 than the F30 did, which is crazy to me. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why I guess we got rid of the F30 for a car like this. Matter of fact, we actually bought this car maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months ago, so it has been here for a little bit. Long story short, we had just finished putting a new water pump and thermostat and a couple coolant lines in the F30, so maybe like $1,500 worth of work. Come to find out, when we changed the oil, we realized the car needs an oil pan gasket and there was metal shavings in the oil. So what is that an indicator of for all my BMW people out there? That's an indicator that the rod bearings are going, and it could be something else. You never really know until you I guess really get an oil analysis. But even then, unless you really like tear down the motor or get like a borescope and really like look in there, you really don't know. So it's kind of a gamble. After realizing that her car really wasn't worth it to keep it, we kind of explored other options. At the time, M340s for like the mileage that we wanted to get, or even now, they're still like above 30K. I'll tell you guys what we got this car for right now. We paid about $20,000 or $21,000 for a 2020 Giulia with less than 20,000 miles on it. So considering the fact that you could get a car like this for that little money, oh, and not to mention the car has 2 years worth of factory warranty left on it, it was like a no-brainer. Some of the other cars that we were looking at when we went to buy this, we checked out an Audi S7, which is so crazy compared to the car that we ended up buying. The Audi S7 was like around 20K as well. I think it was like 21. That car has a supercharged V8. It was super nice. It was a nice ass car, but should be going down the same path again. You're buying a high performance German car out of warranty, so obviously you have to expect the labor bills to come. Funny story, actually, we ended up driving all the way to Orlando to go look at that car because we thought she was gonna leave with it. All right, you guys, so we're here at the dealership right now. We got both cars here. We test drove the S7. Well, I didn't drive it, my girl drove the S7, and I think she likes the car, so she's inside. She's about to talk numbers with them, and we'll see if it makes sense. But yeah, could be another new car here on the channel very, very soon. And the offer that the dealer gave us was so insulting that we went back to the drawing board. So yeah, the Audi S7 was a car that we looked at before this one, but ultimately we ended up passing on it just because of the offer that the dealer gave us. We're honestly ready to leave with that car, honestly. Thinking about it, going back to the drawing board, it was honestly probably a better idea to get this car. Another car that we looked at when we were shopping for this one was like the 2018 1920 Mercedes C-Class. And honestly, that car felt pretty good, pretty comparable to this. But just the driving experience of this car, hold on, I'm gonna let that Honda Accord go. But just the driving experience of this car, it felt more sporty, more light, more nimble. So that's why we went for this car. I can't even lie, I will say it is nice to have a reliable daily that anything goes wrong with it, you just take it back to the Alfa dealer and they fix it. One example of this that we've experienced already is her passenger seat. I guess she maybe got like a water bottle or something stuck under the seat. It got off the track, and when you went to adjust the seat forward, instead of moving forward, the seat would move sideways. So she called the dealer, took it to them, and they fixed the car within 2 hours. Didn't charge us anything, so that's the beauty of a car with warranty. It really doesn't cost you anything more than your car payment, maybe oil change, tires, and gas. And yeah, it's really predictable, the costs. All right, you guys, now we can move on to the main selling point of this car. To my girlfriend, it was the interior of this car. She loved the red interior on my 335, my E92. So I guess that was one of the things that sold her on this car. But honestly, this car does have a really nice spec. With the black wheels, red brakes, the red interior, it really does have a nice spec. And this interior does feel a lot more expensive than like a $20,000 car. Because if you guys look at all the stuff that you guys can get new, like a 2024, that will compete with this, it would be like a Jetta, a Honda Civic, whatever the base model Kia is, whatever the base model Hyundai is. So for this to compete with cars like that and have an interior like this, it's such a crazy deal that you guys are getting if you guys go for this car. As just like a daily driver, this car is insane. So I figure while we talk about the interior, we actually come sit in the car. So the first thing you notice right away is this car doesn't feel as premium as like the C-Class Mercedes, the A-Class Audis, or not the A-Class, the A4 Audi, the 3 Series BMW. A lot of the German cars do feel a lot more premium. Yeah, my bad guys. This lady right here, she does not know how to turn. Almost backed into this car even though I'm in a wide open parking lot. But yeah, at the end of the day, this car doesn't feel as premium as like the German cars in its segment. That is due to the fact that this car is owned by Chrysler, Jeep, like that Stellantis group. So you can see like the little bits and pieces of like, I guess, Chrysler 300 American parts, so to speak, in this interior. But for the most part, it is done well. There are some nice touches. There's a little Italian flag on the center console. The push to start button is on the steering wheel. That is another nice thing about this car. the interface of the, I guess, the head unit, it looks pretty aggressive and sporty. Some people hate it, some people love it. Me personally, I don't mind it. It's not as intuitive as like the BMW iDrive or whatever Mercedes calls their infotainment, but it's usable and it's good enough to daily. One thing I will say I'm surprised about this car is the amount of aftermarket support the Giulia has. I really wasn't expecting it to be too crazy of an aftermarket, and it's really not compared to, like, I guess, like BMWs, Audis, other like German brands. But for a small Italian car maker, there is a decent amount of aftermarket support for this. I can push the stock turbo a little bit more on this car, but I think for right now, performance mods is dead until at least the warranty runs out. But maybe we'll do like a downpipe intake, maybe a little tune once the warranty runs out in a year. But I would definitely be open to like cosmetic mods, interior mods, just stuff that won't void the warranty for now. And yeah, now that we got all the talking out of the way with the interior, let's go ahead and take this car on a drive. Heavy traffic, swim server. Using the shoulder, should I do that? I can do that. Traffic, bro. Swim server. Y'all didn't see this. Big shoulder gang.